And I want to talk about some of those attributes, those characteristics of Msgr McGread that made this all play out very well over the years. Now, I'm not conveying all this to say that every pastor is going to have all of these characteristics, these attributes, but all of these things are extremely important if stewardship is going to be of success in a parish. And it's the role of the pastor. As I said, hospitality was his middle name. He sought to know of his flock, to know them by name. And let me assure you, when the pastor knows you by name, you can no longer anonymously operate in the parish. You know he knows you. His availability, his accessibility was outstanding in a large parish, and that's very, very important. His commitment to the sacrament of reconciliation was nothing but outstanding. Now let me assure you, we must have a lot of sinners at St. Francis Parish, because there is the opportunity for reconciliation 6 days out of the week, every evening during the week and on Saturday. And if you're going to go to confession, you better be prepared to stand in line. There's a lot of people going to confession. So you can make your own judgments of what's going on in the parish there. But great commitment to that. And he has spent untold hours, and it continues there today, untold hours in what they refer to as being in the box, if you will. He was a man of prayer, allowed many, many prayer opportunities in the parish, and we've already discussed that. He recognized the need of the pastor being the primary upfront promoter, supporter of all of this. That's key. The people are going to follow the leader in all of this. He caused us to understand, taught us to understand the language of stewardship. It became second nature in our parish. It was not the dollar sign when we heard about it. It was much, much more than that. It was clearly woven in the stewardship was clearly woven into the whole fabric of the parish, continues to be that way today. He was very excellent at empowering leaders. He made us feel so important. We knew who was making the decisions, but he made us feel as if we were. Great feeling to serve under that man. Leadership rotation was key. We talked about that just a little bit ago. He required that there be leader rotation so that everybody over time had opportunities, because the more people that have opportunities, the greater vested interest they're going to have in the place. So establish a leadership rotation process and stick to it. That doesn't mean you may not come up and do it again down the road again, but people like to know, as somebody said, it's not going to be a lifelong experience if they sign up for something. He truly sought to make sure the parish was meeting the needs of its parishioners. We've heard about the importance of that. So we've had surveys over time, needs analysis, those kinds of things to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the parishioners, and we've had some of the same experiences that you heard about here today. We think we're doing things really great. We find out through a survey it's not so great. He was also aware in the surveys that he never questioned the questions that we wanted to ask on surveys. He never told us, "I'll leave that out, don't put that in." He was aware of the possibility of the negative responses that we might get to things, get from things, but he was prepared to respond to all of those things if they showed up. So the result of all that is this man truly talked the talk and he walked the walk in terms of stewardship. There was nothing phony about it. People knew that. The other thing that he was very committed to was that there be a very active stewardship committee. And my wife and I were fortunate to have been appointed, who knows why, to the first committee. What a wonderful experience we had. 7 couples. You know, interesting, of that 7 couples, I think it was 7, maybe it's 6, every one of us had a convert spouse. He didn't know that to begin with. And every one of us would say that the stronger of the two was the convert spouse in all this conversion process. A great experience. We had our 20th reunion of that committee just this past summer. And we had a good time together. We got Msgr with us, and what a great experience. Anyhow, he was very adamant about this development of an attitude of gratitude. He was very committed to vocations. There's been 10 young men ordained to the priesthood since he arrived there in 1968. We currently have 3 seminarians, and there's been a lot of other religious life vocations come from the parish. And we believe a lot of this is the fallout of perpetual adoration. The commitment to the Guadalupe Clinic, you heard about that today. A great success story that began at the parish through volunteerism of doctors, professionals, doctors and nurses, and others giving other financial resources as well. And another success story, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as far as the diocese is concerned. Pastoral planning, he was very adamant about pastoral planning, the surveys, the needs assessment, making sure they had the right pastoral council in place to carry all of it out, the empowerment of people, if you will. So, I think in closing, what's important in all of this is, what we've tried to instill in our diocese is, as the parishes go, so goes the diocese. The individual conversion of each one of us makes it go well in the parish. The parishes then can make it go well in the diocese.